advances in technical e-learning training in the lift industry, and it's being presented by José María Compagni. Apologies, my pronunciation is bad. And then Pepe Compagni Aycart?
Yes.
Right.
Perfect.
Okay. Yes. And also involved from as academic director and director of development at Docensas. Yeah. Okay. Lovely. Over to you. If I do this badly enough, I won't be asked to do it again.
That was my plan, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, real pleasure to be here for us. Spend a space of knowledge and expertise. We will speak about learning, in this case, human learning, not machine learning. So we are a training company specialized on lift industry already for 13 years. And then what we are doing is basically applying technology to the learning experience of the lift engineers. I will be giving this presentation with my son, Pepe. We left UK already 20 years ago because we were living here while he was a child. It's funny that we return 20 years later to speak about one of our passions, which is training. Basically, the messages we want to launch are two of them. One of them is that there is a lot of room for improvement in the training to the lift technicians. We're speaking mostly about maintenance activity. And secondly, that we have experienced already technologies that provide flexibility and provide personalization to every technician. So then, let's see a video.
Warning, there is an emergency. All personnel return back to the control room.
Well, we just saw in the video is not the future, is the present. There are already new tools that are changing the way we are learning these technical skills. Augmented reality, computer simulation, high resolution graphics, 3D models. They are tools that make us practice safely without the need to touch any equipment. To test our knowledge and to test our skills, and making the training more efficient. No, let me be clear. This, in our opinion, in our experience, this is not going to substitute fully the traditional way of learning and training, but it's going to complement it and to accelerate it, and making it more efficient. We are going to see some examples of these new methodologies, but first we want to do a little overview of some countries all across Europe to see how is the current situation in Europe.
Regarding if we put in context, the training for companies, for lift companies, we have analyzed certain big European countries, and they are also based in our experience. We will see that the reason that many companies say that they don't have the money, or they don't want to invest or to waste money on training, is not correct. No? There are plenty of funds, and this one we are going to see now. So we will start with Spain, which is our country, where we're coming from. Then we have we have a fund that is generated by the employees and the employers. So the employees pays 0.1% of their payroll, and the companies pay 0.6%. So then with this fund, then the companies can use it or not, use it or lose it rule. Unfortunately, only the 50% of these funds are used, and the rest of them is just wasted. We're speaking about around 500 million euros per year. Then regarding how these funds are applied to training, health and safety is by far the most important subject, and then also the in-person. In-person training is the most important one, but it's true that online has been, especially since COVID-19, has been growing a lot. Then we will look at a country that you know well, the UK. You know that since 2017, you have a new levy, the apprenticeship levy, which represents so all companies with turnover of more than 3 million pounds need to pay 0.5% of their payroll to this fund, and we see that also, unfortunately, almost only the 45% of these funds are used. So then, like 3.3 billion of pounds have been wasted for companies, have been returned to the treasury, and so therefore not used by the LIF companies. So you can see here the figures. Then about the format, especially in the construction field, the CPD, which is the construction professional development, is quite extended all over the industry. And then it is a big shift from in-person to online training. So 69% preference of the learners for online training, for the flexibility that they provide. So let's move to France, where they pay the highest amount. They pay from 1.2% to 1.7% of the payroll. It's mandatory. And then, although they pay the most, they only use, in the construction building, the 27% of these funds, much below the average of 41%. They mostly also, health and safety is the most important issue, but also technical, and then around green and digital training has been pushed in the last years. Finally, we will refer to another important market, another important economy, which is Italy. They pay the 0.3% of their payroll, and then only half of the construction companies are using these funds, especially for companies of more than 10 people. So micro SMEs, mostly, they don't use these funds. And then a third of the firms use online or some kind of online or blended training. Safety, as well, as we have seen in the other countries, remains very important. And there is a rising in the BIM, also project management and some energy efficient construction. So with this context, there is clear that there is big possibilities for companies to spend on funds on the training for the lift technician. So let's see now, Pepe, some examples of how we apply e-learning to the lift industry.
Yes, but before I wanted to share with you some of the most common limitations and misconceptions about e-learning that we've seen in our experience. There are main 4 reasons. The first one is the heavy workload. Work is busy, and training is not always the priority. No, it makes a loop very difficult to break, because if you maybe training, you are going to be less busy. No, but it's difficult to get out of there. Also, the schedules. We've, in our experience, seen a lot of complaints by the workers that have to do the training after hours. Also the facilities. Not every company has a room dedicated to the online training, and a minority doesn't have also a computer at home, which makes it more difficult, no? And the main one, the more important one in our point of view, that is the cultural resistance towards e-learning, and we are going to see why later on in the presentation. We have also to distinguish between three types of training: in-person training, online training, and, if it works, hands-on training. There's a misconception, but in-person training doesn't mean hands-on training. Also, with these new tools, online training doesn't mean it has to be purely theoretical. It can be online and also very, very practical, no? Because there is also, I think, that we have to distinguish as well between three kinds of online training. Distance learning, that is same as in-person training, but with the computer, with a teacher and a normal class, synchronous class. Online learning with a PDF. This is the classic one, and in our opinion, the main reason why there is this cultural resistance I was talking before. It's because it's very often very static and often very, very passive, no? And the last type, that would be interactive e-learning. That is the one we are going to focus in right now with some examples. In the elevator industry, interactive e-learning makes the student to learn at their own pace. It gives them a lot of flexibility. You can also, with the platforms, you can manage and you can see the progress that they are making. Also, they allow you to try safely, without touching any equipment, to practice, no? How to do the maintenance. And no extra hardware is needed more than a computer. Let's see some examples. First one I wanted to share with you is this high-resolution graphic from a panel control course, where through this high-resolution graphic, the technician with a virtual multimeter has to measure the voltage of the safety circuits step by step. So he understands how the panel control works and make the troubleshooting process more efficient, no? One of the examples that are available already in the industry. Another one would be this 3D model applied to the preventive and corrective maintenance of lift doors, where after an introduction to the theoretical core of lift doors, gamified, the student has to go through this 3D model and make step by step all the steps of the preventive maintenance. He has to choose the right tool from the toolbox and do the most typical corrective maintenance, no, in the lift doors. And the last example we wanted to share with you is this computer simulation for hydraulic systems, where the student can modify the parameters of the lift and see how it behaves without needing to go to the installation. It makes the student to develop mental agility and also to improve the problem-solving skills without having to go anywhere, no? These are the three examples that are already available in the industry, and we wanted to share with you just to prove that online and e-learning training doesn't need to be just purely theoretical, no? It can be also practical, if done right.
Thank you, Pepe. Just to conclude this presentation, I return to the first two messages I was giving at the beginning of this presentation. First of all, is that there are many possibilities for companies, for lift companies, to use the funds that are available for the training. This is one thing. Then secondly, that we have already the technology mature enough to be used by everyone, absolutely everyone, at any time, and that regardless or in spite of all the advancements in automation that we have seen today and these days, we still need to invest on people, and we believe that humans needs to be in control every time of the machines, of the development, of the technological development. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Again, another interesting presentation. Got any questions from the floor? Len over there.
The excess funds that are available for training, does that demonstrate that perhaps employers see training as a cost rather than an investment? And how do you overcome that problem?
Well, as they provide these funds, what they can do is to take advantage of these funds. So then, I mean, in our case, in Spain at least, they don't pay the 100% of the cost of the courses, but they pay a very large amount. And in fact, I think our experience in Spain is that thanks to the use and the advice, people advising them how to use these funds, now it is something like a routine in their companies. So employers see that invest on this type of training. I don't know if I have answered your question.
Also, I think that there's been a big cultural resistance towards training because of the poor quality maybe of the mandatory training that we've seen in Spain. At least our experience tells us that the health and safety training, for instance, is just because it's mandatory, it's not very good quality, no? So there's like the managers think of the training as a waste of time, no? We think if it's useful, that changes.
Yes, but we've got another question over there. Does it have to be immediate?
I'm answering Len's point, actually. Give you the mic. Yep. So Len asked a question. From an English point of view, why are we so crap at using? So from an English point of view, why are we so bad at using these funds? And there's two answers, 2 points I'd make. One is the rules on using the apprenticeship levy have been incredibly tight. You can only really, in the past, use them on apprenticeships. There's another question about why employers are not taking up apprenticeships, and I think that's the second point I was going to make, is it's not just the levy, there's costs on the employer to actually train an apprentice, which I'll go over and above that.
Sorry. Okay.
I've misused my position.
One more question, and then we'll move on.
It's true anyway, Nick, that we have been mentioning that the apprenticeship levy is changing in the UK.
It's changing.
And then, for instance, the minimum time was 12 months, now has been reduced to 8 months. And it seems that from April, you could also do short courses, like 5 hours courses, using this type of funds. So they realize that they have a problem, so they are changing the systems.
Great.
Final question. So
yeah. Building training courses is time consuming enough as it is, let alone letting the engineers do it. It's one of my responsibilities where I am. And I felt it because building good training is really difficult. So how long does it take you roughly to turn around one of your almost VR type training sessions? If I was to give you a picture of a motor, all the imagery you needed, a document from the OEM that may be 25 pages, what's the turnaround to turning that into a training document of one of your VR types?
Well, it depends on the methodology that we use, no? So, I mean, to make one of these simulations is costful. It's very costful because you require the software engineers and the 3Ds and but to do it interactive in a nice way for the student, not so much. Not so much. I think it's quite
time-wise, not so much. You're saying
time-wise for producing. You mean the course? That's difficult to say, but
it depends on the course and on the extension of the course. We don't really have the answer because we keep changing the courses. So we can tell you like 10 years we've been modifying a course, no? But maybe you can do it in months.
My reason being is there's so many variants. Again, for an independent lift company, we try to put 4 training courses together a month. And to do that it's like a week and a half of my time each month. So it's doing it efficiently for me as well as the engineers that need to do it, and speed's everything, which relates to cost. So if you was able to say you can knock them up in a couple of days, I'd be your first customer.
No, it's not a
So
couple
I
of
think
days.
I think we conclude there on the basis that you need to exchange business cards and give them a conversation. Okay, thank you very much again.
Thank you.